I noticed I joined from my non-Convesio Chrome window. Does that matter?
Nope. Should be
That's
good.
not going to.
We are streaming. And you can be heard.
Live. There it is. Mute. It is spinning. All right, I see that.
Welcome, everybody. We'll be live in about 30 seconds here. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Convesio Live Office Hours. I'm Zach Stepik, as you can see from the nameplate under my face. And with me joining us today is Eric Rain, our Director of Sales. And we are here to answer your questions. So if you have any questions about Convesio, about our products, about our services, please put them in the chat on whatever platform you are on, and they should show up in our comments section here in the software we're using to stream. So, Eric, how are you doing today, man?
I am great. I'm very excited to launch this and have a regular series that we can help people out and answer questions once a week.
Yeah, we've only been talking about this for a while. Yeah, day's going really well. It's been really good. I'm enjoying all the fun of running a first live event, all the interesting configuration and everything that goes into making all of this happen, and hopefully for our viewers here, it all looks good. So if you can see us, please go ahead and leave a 1 in the chat wherever you are. That way we can see in the comments that all of that is working. And evidently, Eric, you are echoing really bad. I don't know why.
So I apologize, Dustin.
Yeah, it's all Dustin's fault, isn't it? So Dustin is on our agency ops team here at Convesio, and he's joining us on YouTube. Welcome, Dustin.
Okay. We're in the echo now, Dustin.
Hopefully it's a little better.
Might be solved. I probably just need to talk more.
Well, that's always the solution, right? Talk more.
It's just talk more. The gift of gab, all the good things.
Absolutely. So
I'm just glad I'm not echoing through you. That would be torturous.
Yeah, that would be really bad. So we are going to talk about a few of the things we've been doing at Convesio lately. For those of you who know us, you probably know us as a web host, but we are so much more than that today. And so today, Eric and I are going to go through some of the changes that have been happening, and what our new product offerings are, and what that means as a full platform for us.
I'd love to share. I just don't want to echo people to death.
Yeah. We'll figure that out. First one, unfortunately, sometimes road bumps. So we will get that figured out.
Yes, we will. So yeah, very excited that we have a trio that comprises a comprehensive suite for hosting, email marketing, as well as payments, which we're super excited about as well. So we're taking you, and we have you covered as far as a rock-solid hosting platform for your mission-critical site. Then we have ways to get people to engage with your site and find the right audience based on smart tagging and our Convert solution, being able to do newsletters, add smart pop-ups that some of you might have seen if you visited the Convesio website, and payments now. The dashboard and level of support are second to none. So it's super excited to bring everyone this complete suite to keep your site up, bring people there and retain them, abandon carts, all the works, and then be able to seamlessly collect payments as well. So it's very strong, and I think it covers all the boxes people are looking for, Zach.
Yeah, I think it does, and I think that people will be able to run more effective businesses with higher conversion rates and convert more of their customers to, or their potential customers to, paying customers more effectively with the entire suite of offerings we have. Not to mention the fact that their payments are going to be more secure. They'll have fraud protection. And for those of you who are agency owners, we want to talk to you about payments and about how payments can become a revenue stream for your agency. So if you're an agency owner and you're in the chat, please let us know if you want to set up a meeting and sit down and discuss what exactly that means. So we're going to go ahead and transition over really quickly to a screen share here so that we can talk a little bit about the 3 products in depth. So our teams have been hard at work, and we've launched a revamped version of our website. And, as always, these are a work in progress. And we are going to continue refining and making this even better over time. So, hosting is where we started, and we have fast, scalable hosting, and we are really good at handling high traffic, high resource need websites. And so if you have a website that has been having trouble where it's hosted currently, and you want to try out Convesio and see if our host solution is the solution for you, we are happy to set you up with a proof of concept and migrate a demo of your site over to our platform at no cost. So if you are interested in that, definitely reach out to myself or Eric or through the website and let us know that you are interested in doing so.
That's a great opportunity for agencies that work with clients in specialty fields, e-commerce in particular, LMS sites, anything that's mission critical or that has propensity to scale or have spike events due to, let's say, this upcoming Black Friday. One of the major things that I love about our platform is its scalability. Having come from selling managed AWS and seeing the way that we scale and our approach using Docker containers, it's just a graceful scale out process. You work with our team in Slack, by the way, and you can give us your marketing calendar and let us know these are going to be the events, and we'll team with you kind of like as an extension of your team to make sure those mission critical dates or your sales or your promos don't take your site down. So you've got a live person watching your site. On AWS, you have to wait for it to scale out. You're absorbing, huge costs, and support as well is really hard to navigate. So we love being able to provide the costing that is nowhere near the AWS world, but also the scalability technology.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's really important to note here is that, that scalability technology is really what sets us apart, right? And the fact that we have Docker containers and auto scaling and that our platform is resilient and it's fast and it's different from pretty much every other offering out there. And that's what sets us apart. And our team, and especially on the support end, understands what it takes to run, sites that have high needs and that need resources, that need monitoring during a scaling event. We do have that small scaling event coming up that you mentioned, Eric. That tiny thing, Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Never. Yeah. That's going to be big.
Yeah, it's not the largest sales event of the year every year by any means. So we are, we are able to handle that. I like to say that we can easily handle Shark Tank traffic or Dragon's Den traffic, right? Those are generally traffic events every time one of those shows is played in syndication for the stores that have been involved, and a number of those stores are on WordPress and WooCommerce. So if you are struggling where you're at with your WooCommerce site and you want to try us out, whether you're a store owner or an agency with a customer who has a store that needs a little bit of assistance, that's what we're here for. And it's not just WooCommerce though. It's anything that needs high traffic, high availability, peak site performance. Things like learning management systems or membership sites, or any of a number of other technologies that may need that scalability horizontally under traffic. So, and the other thing that we can do, we can work with you to optimize your site for our platform, and then also make sure that if you need to run load tests to test whether or not your site will be able to handle the traffic you're expecting, we can do that too. And Eric, why don't you talk just a little bit about how our scale ops team works too?
Yeah, I was going to go into that as far as the scaling events. So there is, direct communication. We're going to have meetings with you to know about your scaling events as you know about them, as well as be able to handle the unknown scaling event that hits when you least expect it. So what we do is we coordinate with our senior onboarding manager from the team, Shazad. We evaluate our resources, make sure we're going to be able to position you for success. We do some calculations to anticipate, based on numbers maybe last year, on the event, to be able to come up with an architecture and a predictable cost that you might incur due to the traffic event. So we do all the load testing. The proof of concept is really important, and it's not just a trial. It is a full-on experience where you're interacting with our team with no cost commit. And we really want to prove to you that your site's going to be more stable, secure, fast, all the above. So it's a great chance without taking any risk or having to, move your site and then deal with it after. We do it all in staging, and we can work out the bugs there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And one of the other things that I find that people are really surprised by as they start to work with us is the fact that our support is differentiated from the rest of the industry, because it's happening in a channel in our Slack for that customer. And so on our clustered plans, you are in a Slack channel that's dedicated to you, and you can talk directly with our support engineers and with people like myself and Eric, and our CEO is in every channel, and you can see from that the way that our team responds pretty quickly. And I find that that's a big differentiator for us, is the quality of support that we provide, and the fact that we provide that asynchronous mode of communication, but you don't have to go and open a ticket. You can talk to a person.
Yeah, it's really a symphony. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is real-time or close to real-time support through Slack 24/7, and it's taking care of you, your clients, and getting responses. You're not submitting a ticket and waiting and wondering what if, and having to chat in and say your customer number or your account number. It's a direct Slack channel that's already been authenticated, and you get the best level of support through that route. And like Zach said, we've got our whole team in there, our experts, everything from WordPress, WooCommerce, PHP, and executive leadership. So it's a great way to interact with our team, especially during the proof of concept, which is where we open up that to give you experience. In the world of hosting, I've been selling hosting a while. It's very important to be differentiated in your level of support. So I'm super happy about our Slack method. Customers love it. Agencies love it. It's just a way to give that white glove feel.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, it is definitely a differentiator. And with that, you get a level of support that makes us part of your team, not just a vendor, right? And you don't want a vendor when you're talking about hosting for these mission critical websites. When your website is the way you make money in an e-commerce or LMS or membership site paradigm, if that site is your income and something goes wrong, you don't want to have to wait around to figure out what's happening. You want people who are proactive and who are on your team and partnered with you, not just a vendor. So I tell a story frequently about an issue that happened with one of my friends who was running a WooCommerce store, and that WooCommerce store, he was interviewed by the voice of the Chicago Bears in the Chicago Bears locker room set during the Bears-Packers Thanksgiving Day game. And his site was hosted somewhere on some VPS in Chicago that had been donated to the nonprofit he was running. Okay? He still runs it to this day. It's called Oscar Mike, oscarmike.org. Great organization if you're looking for a veteran-owned business to support. That's the one. They help injured veterans participate in adaptive sporting events. Anyway, so I get a call from Noah on Thanksgiving. He calls twice in a row, and I know something's up because, why would he call on Thanksgiving in the first place, and why would he call me twice? And so I pick up the phone, and he says, Zach, I need your help. Our site is down. And at that point, I hadn't touched their site at all. And I said, okay, what happened? And he explains to me that he was interviewed by the Chicago Bears, and that it aired in the Chicago market. And I said, okay, do you have access to your server? He said, I think so. Let me look. And he didn't have the access he needed to get into the server right away. And 4 hours later, we finally were into the server and able to restart. Why did it take 4 hours? Well, I called the company that was hosting it within the first 10 minutes. So why did it take 4 hours? Well, because it was Thanksgiving and nobody was working there. Nobody. There was nobody on call, nobody answering tickets, nothing. And, can't really complain because obviously this was donated space on a VPS. So, it was very kind of them to do that. However, we were in a position where site I had never touched was just down. And I finally restarted the VPS and I started to look into things. And what had happened is that the email server had, because the email was on the same server, had taken down the web server. And so as the email spool started to fill from all of the order confirmation emails that were going out, 3 per order, that ran the server out of memory, and the web server went down. Everything just died. The whole server went down. So once it restarted, they were back up and running, and everything was good. But see, the thing there, and this is what's really important to know, is that if they had the support they needed, that could have been fixed in minutes, right? Restart the instance, get everything up and running, could have been done. And that wasn't there. And we will never know how much money they lost that day because of that. So, I think that's a really important takeaway, and having that team available when this is mission critical, this is how you make your living, is super important. So, that's why I'm here. When I first met Tom, when we were talking about what Convesio was doing, I was very impressed by the uniqueness of the technology stack compared to what else is out there in WordPress hosting. And so that's why I pursued working here. And I wanted to be here and work on this product and work with store owners and agency owners who have store owners as customers to really help these commerce-enabled businesses to succeed on a platform that I could believe in. Because this was a problem I was always trying to fix, right? So, So yeah, that's part of why I'm here. So we talk a lot about commerce-enabled business, and I've been talking a bit about WooCommerce and e-commerce, and we talked about some of these other platforms. But we are really shifting our focus away from just being a host because hosting it's a commodity at the end of the day. We do it really really well, but it's a commodity. It's something that you can get from other people, or you could build yourself. What we have is the knowledge and the experience to run it well, and help you to run a better business overall. Um, so part of that is on understanding how WordPress works, how WooCommerce works, how Laravel works, how these technologies behind these sites work. Another part of it is understanding how server architecture works and having a great DevOps team that understands how to optimize servers. Having the production team, that platform team, do all of the work they do to make sure that our very large clusters are running at high efficiency at all times in our 3 data centers that we have, in the 2 in the U.S. and 1 in Europe. So we have that piece, but that's not all that a commerce-enabled business needs. And a commerce-enabled business isn't just restricted to a business that has a shopping cart, right? So we've been making this transition into becoming a platform for commerce enablement. And you saw a little bit of it when I was sharing the screen earlier, where we're talking about these 3 products that we have that help you host your website, grow your business, and process your payments, all in one platform. And so, we talked a little bit about hosting, but let's talk a bit about what Convert and Pay add to the mix here. In an already great hosting environment, what do these pieces give us? And Eric, I'd love to get your take on what Convert, the elevator pitch for Convert would be.
Elevator pitch for Convert would be, I think a Swiss Army knife email marketing expert solution that's going to recover, attract, and grow, revenue, which is the most important thing. We have the uptime. Let's get those customers that are interested or the people that hit your website, and let's engage with them in the proper way. So it's all about personalization, not looking spammy, but with having helpful tools that are going to help you target, tag, and market to the specific audiences. Now, once you've got your mailing list in there, you can do all the stuff that you might find on your current solutions like a MailChimp. This is so much more than that. This kind of plays in that more sophisticated space of the Klaviyo's of the world. But if you look at our features page, I highly encourage that for Convert. We can show you kind of the overlap and where we excel versus some of the other tools you guys might already be using. So Convert is a revenue magnet, is what I like to say. It's there to keep your audience engaged and to keep those transactions going. And then the payment system. There's my echo. The payments is just the next logical step to make it easy to buy. You always want the purchase path to be easy. So having Convesio Pay as your payment processing, vendor of choice is going to make the experience just, a 3-part, harmony. So pretty jazzed about all of that to couple onto our already differentiated hosting. Something that really excites me on the differentiation side, Zach, is just some of the industries that we can work in, the highly regulated spaces. So we're helping a lot of customers with these hard to host, the deplatforming scenarios like HIPAA. So we're doing some really great things with our HIPAA solutioning, as well as 2A friendly hosting and CBD cannabis. So uh, that's also a way for agencies and clients to find peace of mind. And there's so many of these calls when we're talking about our total suite where I see personally sighs of relief. People are overwhelmed with all the compliance rules, the current regulations, being audited, being deplatformed, and we're able to provide expert advice as well as a path to make sure that your site isn't going to go down or be taken away. And that's part of the WordPress open source architecture as well. But we have relationships, we have the expertise to make sure that everything stays in compliance with checks on the back end month over month for HIPAA, especially with the audit logs. So really great stuff. On top of having convert and pay, we're also able to host in these highly regulated industries that aren't very common with other hosts. So just something I thought I'd throw out there, Zach.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's great. So I think one of the cool things about Convert that I think sometimes gets missed when people look at it the first time is this website personalization piece, right? So we talk about marketing automation a lot. And we talk about how, marketing automation lets us send the right email at the right time to the right audience, and we have these other pieces, and all of that's powered by segmentation. And so the segmentation in Convert is really deep, like deeper than I've seen with almost any other product. And as we add more channels that can talk to Convert and feed more data into it, the segments and filters that are available will get even more robust than they are currently. So, one of the things you have are email activity and shopping activity and site activity. So you can see, people who ordered in the last month, for example, from your e-commerce store, or any of these shopping behavior pieces. So, what's the total they've spent? Have they abandoned a cart? What are their most ordered items? How many orders have they placed? And you can segment based on all of these various activity pieces. So this is a differentiator because there's just so many possible segmenting variables to work with. But in addition to that, we do have the ability to segment, by the way, based on UTM source or content. So you can see these UTM parameters from advertising that you're doing and actually target based on where they came from based on those UTM parameters. You can geolocate, like just really, really, really big stuff. And then the recency, frequency, and monetary score, that RFM score that matters so much to e-commerce businesses. We have that built in as well. And then we have pre-built segments. So if you don't want to have to go through and build all these yourself, you can just deploy a pre-built segment for loyal customers or readers, people who are spending time reading your content, returning visitors, and you can work with all of those together. And then you can integrate and import contacts from a number of places and make sure that it all just works with Convert. So that's great. That's a big piece. But the other piece is that you can do pop-ups on your website and website personalization. And these two things are really interesting because they are more than just sending an email to somebody, right? On the site, as they're a viewer or a visitor on your site, you can take what you know about that visitor and segment them and then personalize the site based on what you know about them. So if you know they just purchased something in a category, then you can show other items from that category to them on the homepage instead of the generic most purchased that you would show. Or items that are related to that item, the cross-sells that they may have wanted that are related to that product. And you can do that because you know that about that customer. And so, website personalization is a big piece here, and being able to take all of that behavior and turn it into a customization of how the site looks. Whether they've abandoned their cart. So, you can show a banner on the website saying there's an item in your cart if they have an abandoned cart when they come back to your site later. You can see if they have, used coupons before, and that shows if they're price conscious. So all of these things, help to boost conversion rate by really personalizing the site to the viewer or the visitor that you have, all the way down to if they've given you their name in the past, you can use their name to address them directly. And you can do things in a way that feels professional rather than creepy. I would caution avoiding the creepy, but
not a fan of creepy.
No, not a fan of creepy. So this is great, though, because you can display content based on where they are. You can display pop-ups based on where they are. And you have all that same great segmentation technology that we use to get you into the right place for email and narrow down into the customer segment you want to talk to directly. And on top of being able to segment in that manner, you can personalize the site, email those people. You can show a pop-up, and you can do a lot of this in a workflow. So the marketing automation piece here is different than anywhere else I've seen it. And, it's great to show it in these little videos and on a website like this. This is a marketing page. It's designed to show you what it does, but why don't we drill in to a new account just to see what it would look like when you first log in once you've got everything set up. And we can see here that I have a welcome email series that was created. And if we see here, then an event happens, a form's submitted. The audience is everyone. We can send a welcome email to that person. We can make a decision based on whether or not they open that first email, to wait 3 days and send another email, or wait 5 days and send a reminder that we sent the first email, right? And then we can delay and wait a day and then exit the funnel. Or if we wanted, we could send another email here after a day, right? So we can make an action. We can have a decision point. We can delay. We can wait until. So maybe we want to here wait until they interact with the website again. And so, let's say we want them to view a page again. The next time they view a page on the website, at that point, we want to take an action and we want to send an email to them. And we can personalize that email. We can write it with AI, bring in the design. So there are dynamic keywords that we can use based on their personal details, their shopping activity, what weekday it is. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and this can be used in the subject line and in the email builder. So lots of cool stuff there. And so you can make these smart decisions. Wait until they've seen a page after they got these emails. We can even just remove this delay here of waiting a day. And we can just wait until they view a page, then email them, right? Hey, we noticed you came back. So really, really cool. And this reminds me of a lot of these automation tools that I've used in the past that aren't meant for marketing. Things like Make that allow you to do kind of what Zapier does, but they have a great workflow builder like this. And I really like the way that this workflow builder lets you build an automation with these branching steps that's really tailored to your customers and the actions your customers normally take. So really cool stuff. And then Now, of course, there are email campaigns. I'm just going to discard my changes here. If I was running an email campaign, they would show here. I'm not. This is my demo site. And we can go in and we can create an email from any of these templates. So just going through here, there's a ton of templates here.
How many different ways, Zach, do you think that you've saved people time by talking about this product and all it can do with just a little love at the beginning to set up, your workflows? Like, this is insane.
Yeah,
you're going to save so much time. And reaching out to a customer, I'm in sales. That takes time. It takes assigning tasks. It takes all that stuff. Or you can just, automate a workflow. Which I think we all know which one is a better use of our time. So,
absolutely.
Proceed with your.
No, it's all good, man.
So that's exciting. It's fun to set up.
It is, and the email campaigns are just one piece. So there's pop-ups. You can create a pop-up that shows up on your site that collects emails. You can create other pop-ups or forms of many types. We have templates for these too. So chance to win, to generate leads, or a call out of your best products, or drawing traffic to your blog posts. And there's just a whole bunch of ways you can use pop-ups in an intelligent way, because remember, you can use that same segmentation that we've used for now email marketing and for on-site personalization to also target when these pop-ups show up. So you can create many different pop-ups throughout your site that have different purposes and that show for customers under different conditions. Just be careful that you're not inundating people with pop-ups, because that is a possibility if you're not careful. And then there's that website personalization piece. And this is really interesting because you get to choose a page to personalize. And I'm actually... Give me a second here. I'm going to pause my screen share because I realize that I am in the wrong account. So let me move into the correct account here, because we can actually do a personalization live on the other account. Okay, that's better.
It's pretty exciting, Zach. I'm pretty excited.
So if I go in here and I hit home and I hit continue, and I want to only target certain people. So let's say I want to only target people, and I'm just going to do something silly here just because it's a simple demo. But let's say we want to target people where we know their first name.
Fair.
And I hit continue here. And I hit start editing. It'll bring me into this platform demo. And this is kind of interesting. We're gonna have to work on that. But let's just say in this demo, if they are somebody who we know, let's just add above this, or below this, a little text that says first name, and then there's a default here. We can add a default, right? And let's just say flower enthusiast. And then I can add my text after that. And if we know about that customer, we're going to show their first name on the page. So let's just scroll down and see what happens when we preview this. So here's our demo customer, Jane. And it says, Jane, we know you'll love it here. Right? So I've taken and I've personalized the page in a very simple way, but just to say Jane's name right on the page because we know who Jane is. Right? So very simple, very easy way to go in and personalize. And once you have personalized, you can further target on other pages that with more personalization, that same customer. These are features that generally are only in the largest digital experience platforms that are out there, and those are generally in the tens of thousands of dollars worth of a month worth of expense. So, really cool to see it here in our platform. So yeah, that's a little tour of Convert and some of the things you can do with Convert. It's a great new product, and I'm sure we can have Vivian come on and do a deeper dive with us on a future office hours. She's the product owner for the product, for those who are curious.
Yeah, I think the audience would enjoy that wholeheartedly, Zach. Thank you for taking us through a spin of Convert. I know I learned something, so thank you.
Sometimes it just it takes diving in and figuring out how all the things work together to really be able to understand the true power of the tool, and that the segmentation is the magic here, and those 100 segmentation points that you can have with a WooCommerce store. Now, one of the things that I did neglect to show, and let me show it real quick, is how quickly you can set up one of these automations. So let me do that really fast here.
Might have lost your audio, Zach.
Oh, okay. Does that work? Okay. Yeah. So one of the things that I neglected to do is show how easy it is to set up one of these automations, right? So I have an abandoned cart reminder with urgency here, but let's just look. Let's look at what our options here. So we have recipes that are by goal here. So let's say your goal right now is that you want to convert doubters to advocates. Okay. And you want to send a follow-up when people have shown interest in a specific product and use discount coupons to encourage them to place an order. Well, here's what that automation looks like. So it's here. And you can go in and use that recipe. And we can say their purchased product is any of these products that we have here. And by the way, our demo site here that we've been working on, pretty cool. This is actually an AI generated site using an AI tool that we will be releasing soon to some of our customers that built this entire site. So I picked out some images and it built the entire site for me. All the pages here are AI generated content based on answers that I gave to questions. And if I hit the Shop Now button, oh, looks like I'm still missing a couple of product images here, but most of them are here. I can drill into one of these products and see, the product imagery, add to my cart, all of the things you would expect from a WooCommerce site, right? And so there's also a blog here that it built. It built a services page to show the services that are available for this floral shop. And then there's a contact page with a form here. And you can reach out that way. So this site entirely generated by AI. Very, very cool. So we have all of these products that I can target with these automations. So let's say they purchased a product and it's from the category of signature bouquets. Okay? I can save that filter now. And now it's just people who have purchased a signature bouquet. That's what the filter will be. And then it'll send an email if they haven't, saying, hey, are you still interested in these products? And if they have, we can create actions that happen on that side of the automation as well. So we can also say if they've purchased any quantity of anything, so it can be any of our products. We can say if it's not one of. So there's just a whole bunch of different ways that you can configure these rules. But the automation really starts from this great automation builder that lets you just go in and set up, for example, abandoned cart reminders with urgency, or recover abandoned cart domestic versus international if that's something you need to worry about, rescuing abandoned carts through persistent follow-up, right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff here. And so if we click on any of these, it shows a preview of what that automation will look like. And they're all a little different, right? So if somebody's already a customer, it'll send a specific email. If they're not, it'll send a different email. So very, very cool stuff. I'm excited about this. So
I mean, it's super powerful and easy to use. Like you're not coding, you're not doing anything crazy. It's all just driven right there to be immediate and to get your mission accomplished.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I love. I don't have to go back to school and get a degree to learn converts. It's out of the box, ready to use. And for all that power, it starts at $49 a month. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, it's definitely low in price for what you get out of it, for sure.
Yep.
So we only have 12 minutes left, and we have a whole product we haven't talked about yet. So why don't you get started talking about pay, and I'll start pulling up the dashboard here.
All right. So our recent payments, I like to say, solution, like I was hinting to earlier, this is perfect for agencies to provide to their clients on their sites using Convesio Pay, and you can even, the whole suite works wonderfully together with Convert and the hosting, of course. The main features of the Pay product, we've got 2.9 plus 30 cents as the rate. QuickBooks integration, that's a huge thing, as well as custom invoicing and pay links. So I know those are hot features for people looking at payment solutions, especially the QuickBooks integration, for the syncing and for the just making sure everything is aligned and the ease of use and the flexibility there to do a branded type invoice versus, say, a QuickBooks invoice. But it's a pretty exciting product, and the customers that we have that are using it are loving it, especially agencies. Would really like to talk to agencies about the solution in more detail. There's some great potential revenue funnels there, as well as with Convert and hosting too. So make sure to hit us up after from the agency level as well as the individual user.
Yeah, so let's just take a quick look at what Convesio Pay looks like from an administrative perspective. So, one of the things that differentiates payment platforms is the quality of the dashboard.
I think we lost you, Zach.
That's so weird. I don't know why it keeps muting. So let's go ahead and take a look. It's probably because I'm trying to eliminate your echo, because I think it's coming from my machine. So one of the things that really differentiates a payments platform from other payment platforms is the quality of the dashboard you have that you can go into and look at all of your transactions and where your payments have come from, and your balances, and your customers, handle disputes, and all of that. And so with Convesio Pay, we wanted to provide a absolutely top level experience for that dashboard, and the team has worked really hard to build a great dashboard here for viewing an overview of all of your revenue and when it's happened, being able to see payment status across all of those things, what your balance is, what estimated future payouts will happen, what payouts are expected today, seeing net volume, seeing disputes. So if you have disputed payments, being able to see those, being able to see customers and all of these various things all in one location. So we can go in, we can see all of these customers. We can see their lifetime value here. Any payments, refunds, or disputes that have happened in the lifetime of that customer. When their last payment occurred. And, you can see all the disputes in one location. So whether or not you won a dispute, lost a dispute. Now this is a demo account that's being used by our dev team. So there's a whole bunch of undefended stuff in here. And then, you can go in and on the payment side, you can see each payment and whether or not it succeeded. You can go in and refund right from here. You can send another copy of the receipt. You can copy the payment ID or the order number. You can even go in and drill into the payment details and see the amount, the customer, what type of payment method they used, when it happened, what the fraud score was. That's an important piece for that transaction. When it started, when it succeeded, and what the statement descriptor was that was put on that, and what items they purchased. So you can see all of these pieces, what platform they came from, what their address is, Visa standard credit. You can even see their receipt history, view their receipt here, and it'll bring you in and show you the checkout page. I believe you have to log in as the customer in order to see the actual receipt here. So all of these details, though, are available for every payment. So we can see, on one of these that maybe failed, we can see why it failed, and we can see the CVC code was declined. So that's why that transaction failed. And we can see the payment ID. We can even see the customer ID. If we go in, we can get to the customer, and we can see all of their payments in one location and see their email address and any billing details or other things we have related to them. So we can also see all of the activity that happened with that customer, so when they were created, what the last payment was. So really helps you to understand a good snapshot of what your customers are doing around payments on your site. Now, I think the most important thing to know about Convesio Pay, though, is unlike a lot of these solutions, Convesio Pay is not just a WooCommerce payment plugin, right? This is a platform, and it's a platform being built for multiple reasons. One, it's a platform that gives you a consistent experience for all of your payments across whatever platforms you're using within the ones that we have currently integrated with, right? So let's say you have a business, you're an agency owner, you have businesses that use QuickBooks that you work with, and they want to be able to, in the field, take payments or send payment forms out to customers. And you want to make that easy, and you want them to process that through Convesio Pay. They can do that. We have a QuickBooks integration. So QuickBooks Online integrates directly with Convesio Pay. It's an approved app through Intuit. So all of those, all these things are commerce-enabled business, right? It's more than just selling a product through a website. It's really enabling all types of online commerce.
Well said, Zach. And appreciate the tour. The one thing you'll notice across all the dashboards, the platform, is the ease of use. Just from working in other payments dashboards, this thing takes 2 seconds to understand and to navigate, especially with the built-in fraud detection. It's just saving you time from having to work with risk teams and all that kind of stuff to unpack what caused the issue. It's just right there. So the immediacy of the dashboard and the insights it's able to provide you, second to none. Really excited about that.
Yeah, and just, in kind of a forward-thinking manner, imagine that Convert knows everything that happens in Pay. And you can segment your customers and Convert based on the things you know in Pay. And so you could possibly, at some point in the future, have an automation in Convert that sends an email when a payment fails saying, hey, we noticed there was an issue with your CVC code with your payment. We'd like to help you get this finished. Would you like a call from our support team? And just the level of interaction that can happen if you have these pieces of things about your customer, right? And you can make decisions and take action based on these things So that's why this is an all-encompassing platform, and I just want to make sure that it's really clear that all these things are designed to work together and create a platform that makes you more successful, helps you convert more customers into sales, and at the end of that, helps to make sure that all of your transactions are secure. And in a forward-thinking manner, we have some other things we're working on in payments. We understand that there are a lot of high-risk or restricted category businesses that are out there that some payment processors won't touch. We want to be able to service those as well. So with the way we built Convesio Pay, it's really processor agnostic. So we currently have one processor built into it, but we will be working on adding other processors for some of these restricted categories like 2A or CBD or any of these other areas. Even HIPAA may require a different payment processing solution in some cases. So just depending on where you're at. So the fact that we have the ability to keep the platform the same, the dashboard the same, and just swap out who's handling the payment based on the business profile. Nobody else is doing that. Just nobody else is doing that. And so you'll have one solution where you can go for any payment solution you need for any of your customers in the near future. And so that's really the long-term goal there for payments. And again, like Eric said, making some money if you're an agency owner and you want a recurring revenue stream. So we'll probably dedicate an office hours to the ways that works in the near future.
I like that idea, Sam. I'm seeing if we have any questions because we're at the top of the hour. Okay. We have hit the top of the hour.
Yeah, it doesn't look
any
like
questions if any follow-up questions, I will share my work email, eric, ERIC REIN as in November at Convesio.com. Feel free to reach out for follow-up and, either a trial, further demo, deeper dive into any of the solutions, the comprehensive suite especially. You know where to find us, and we will see you next week. Zach, any closing words?
Yeah, just if you're an agency owner and you were watching this, or you're watching this in the recording, and you're interested in working with us in our agency partnerships program, also reach out to myself or Eric, and we will be able to help you with that as well. We really want to partner with agencies to help them make more money, run better businesses, and really just succeed in an area that's generally been more of a headache than a help. And so, we really strive to be the hosting company that you want to work with and provide you tools that make your customers more money and make you money along the way. So definitely reach out to either of us if you're interested in that. And we will see you again in a week. Same bat time, same bat channels. All 4 of the social media networks that we have 3 of them listed here, but we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or X, and on LinkedIn right now. So we hope to see you all next week. And in the meantime, I hope that everything is growth and success from here till then. We'll see you soon.
Thank you all.